Matt Reeves The Batman has had an epic weekend at the worldwide box office, outperforming its expected numbers and making nearly $250 million worldwide so far. But can it sustain this growth over the next few weeks and build a framework for a potential Matt Reeves trilogy? And how well do I think the film will do in its theatrical lifetime? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the box office results, giving you my reaction to them, along with my prediction for the global number that the film could make. But before I get into it, if you want to keep up to date on any of my future content surrounding the Batman, including breakdowns and video essays on the way, then don't forget to support this video by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into the box office results from the opening weekend of The Batman. So Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's The Batman has had a huge international weekend on the box office charts, making $120 million from its overseas markets. In total, it has made $248.5 million globally, and this is an incredible start for a movie that is, for 1, 3 hours long, 2, a detective noir film, and 3, rated 15 in numerous international markets. And in some of those markets, for instance the UK, it took in $6.4 million, which is 24% more than what 2019's Joker had at this point. And according to more recent reports, the film does not have a budget of $100 million, and in fact that was raised to just under $200 million due to the pandemic and the marketing campaign. But when looking at these early numbers, it's already on the way to making back its budget plus add-ons in just over 1 week. The Batman also doesn't open in China, one of the world's biggest theatrical markets, until March the 18th, so expect a bump in its worldwide numbers around that time too. It of course also won't play in Russia after Warner Brothers chose to not open there due to the current situation in Ukraine, but it seems that the numbers are going to be pretty high when all is said and done. In the US alone, it made $128.5 million, and that means it's further one of 2 movies in the pandemic era to cross the $100 million mark in a single weekend. Obviously, No Way Home would achieve those numbers due to its family-friendly target, nostalgia effect, and MCU base, but making just over half of that with a long runtime and again an adult rating in multiple markets makes this a big feat for Warner Brothers and Matt Reeves. The predictions, which were raised multiple times leading up to the release of The Batman, were projecting a worldwide box office of $225 million just a few days ago, but once again, the insiders have underestimated the appeal for this film, and those numbers will only go up. The one thing that is interesting is whether the film will have the rewatchability over the next few weeks, but honestly, I think most audiences are responding really well to this film, and I can see this being a non-issue. The Batman received an A- cinema score and currently has a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.6 on IMDb, so most seem to really enjoy it. Also, with its current $248.5 million global total, The Batman has earned more in 3 days than Uncharted managed in 3 weeks, meaning in the next few days it will become the highest grossing Hollywood movie of 2022. And now the question comes back to, will it join the $1 billion club? I did a whole video talking about this a few weeks back, and as I said in that, I believe The Batman can cross that mark. It doesn't have to, and for this film to be successful, you're looking at about $450 to $500 million to be crossed. We know it's going to pass that after these early numbers relatively soon, probably by the end of next week at the latest, but could it now reach the $1 billion mark? Well, like I said previously, it's all down to repeat viewings. I myself have seen the film 3 times in theatres already and plan another few visits, but hopefully others will do the same, and if that does happen, then I think $1 billion is on the table. So far, it's performing in a similar fashion to 2019's Joker, and that went on to gross over $1 billion at the global box office, so hopefully results go in a similar direction over the coming weeks. If it makes, say, $500 million by late next week, then yes, I think there's a possibility. But yeah, we'll have to see, but I definitely think it's on the table after this huge opening. The current opening for The Batman also means that it's the 4th biggest opening for a Batman film, behind that of Batman v Superman, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, there's multiple factors that make it 4th, whether it be the Dark Knight films being hyped sequels, the nudge from the pandemic, or the fact that BVS featured 2 of the most iconic superheroes going head to head. Those numbers for that film did dip after its mammoth opening weekend because of mixed reactions to that film. And before I get dragged for saying that, some of you may remember that I'm someone who really enjoyed BVS, but at the same time, I understand that not everyone loved that particular film, and the results showed that in the following weeks after its release. The Batman really is a fresh new take and a first film in a potential trilogy, so it's great to see that most people across the board are really supporting this and really enjoying the film. And it really solidifies Batman's reign at the box office over the decades. Nolan's Batman did great, Snyder's Batman, while mixed in reaction from audiences and inconsistent figures, still did pretty well, and now Matt Reeves' Batman is looking to follow that trend. It's a character that benefits from reinterpretations, and everyone has brought something interesting for fans, and their excitement has always been there. So hopefully this will continue, and the Batman is on track to make some big money at the global box office over the next few weeks. But that was my video discussing the box office performance of Matt Reeves' The Batman, and things are so far looking great for this potential new trilogy. It's going to be interesting to see how the film holds up and if it has legs going forward, but this start has given it a good advantage in making a lot more as the weeks go on. I think it can make $1 billion or slightly below that, but again, this all depends on repeat viewings. If it does make that sort of money, it can only mean more for the films that follow, and audiences have clearly expressed an interest and satisfaction in this new iteration. So things are looking bright on the Caped Crusaders side. And Matt Reeves is only going to bring more stories in Gotham as we move into the future. But what do you think of the current box office for Matt Reeves' The Batman, and how much do you think it will make by the time it ends its run in theatres? Let me know down below in the comment section. For more breakdown videos on The Batman, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.